The gavel cracked against the wooden block like a gunshot in the silent auditorium, echoing off the American flag-draped walls of Lincoln High's Assembly Hall in suburban Chicago. Alex Rivera stared at Principal Hargrove, his heart pounding as the words hung in the air. Effective immediately, your position on the student council is revoked. But it wasn't the homophobic whispers from the back row or the outdated dress code violations that sealed his fate. No, the real betrayal slithered from the shadows of a love he never saw coming. Alex had always been the golden boy of Lincoln High, the openly gay senior with a smile that could disarm even the most bigoted jock in the hallways of this Midwest town where cornfields met concrete dreams. Elected vice president of the student council last fall amid cheers and rainbow pins, he poured his soul into events that bridged divides, pride assemblies that drew reluctant applause, mental health drives that saved kids from their own darkness. At 18, with his dark curls tousled just so and eyes that sparkled like Lake Michigan under summer sun, Alex believed he was untouchable. Until that meeting, when Hargrove's face twisted not with disdain, but something far more personal, guilt. The room cleared slowly, faculty shuffling out with averted gazes, students murmuring like distant thunder. Alex sat frozen, his council binder clutched like a shield, until Miah, the council secretary and his closest confidant, slid into the seat beside him. Miah, with her sharp bob haircut and sharper wit, was the school's quiet revolutionary, a lesbian who'd come out in whispers after a brutal family fallout. "What the hell just happened?" she hissed, her voice a lifeline in the emptying space. Alex shook his head, throat tight. "They said policy breach, but I double-checked every form." Mia's eyes narrowed, scanning the principal's retreating back. "This smells like more than paperwork, Alex. And I think I know who lit the match." Outside, the October wind whipped through the parking lot, carrying the scent of fallen leaves and distant bonfires. Alex zipped up his hoodie, the one with the faded Love Wins patch from his first Pride March, and leaned against Mia's beat-up Honda. "Spill it," he said, forcing steadiness into his voice. Miah lit a cigarette, her one rebellion against her immigrant parents' ironclad expectations, and exhaled a plume that danced in the chill. "Remember Jordan Hale? The new transfer from the city, all brooding charm and volleyball spikes." Alex nodded warily. Jordan had joined council mid-semester, a tall, athletic junior with sun-kissed skin and a laugh that made Alex's stomach flip despite his best efforts to stay professional. They'd bonded over late-night planning sessions, Jordan's easy flirtations blurring lines Alex swore he'd never cross again after his last heartbreak. "What about him?" Mia's face darkened. "I overheard him arguing with Hargrove's daughter, Lena, in the gym last week. Something about protecting the family name, and that gay kid stirring up trouble. Lena's on the cheer squad, dates the quarterback, picture-perfect poster child for this town's hypocrisy." Alex's mind reeled, piecing together fragments. Jordan's lingering glances, the way he defended Alex during budget debates, only to pull back when eyes turned. Was it jealousy? A setup? Or worse, had Jordan been playing him all along, a pawn in some straight-laced vendetta? "We need proof," Alex muttered, resolve hardening like frost on the windshield. Miah crushed her cigarette under her sneaker. "Then let's dig." "But Alex, if this is what I think, it's not just your spot on the line. It's everything." That night, in the dim glow of his bedroom lamp, Alex scrolled through old texts from Jordan, each one a breadcrumb of what-ifs. "Can't wait for the dance committee," Jordan had written weeks ago, followed by a winking emoji that now felt like a knife twist. Alex's room, plastered with posters of queer icons, Harvey Milk staring down from one wall, Elliot Page from another, felt smaller, suffocating. His mom, Elena, knocked softly before entering, her nurse's scrubs rumpled from a double shift. A single mom who'd fled a conservative upbringing in Texas for Chicago's promise. She'd been his rock through coming out at 15. "Rough day, Mijo?" she asked, sitting on the bed's edge. Alex spilled it all, voice cracking on the injustice. Elena pulled him close, her hug fierce. "They can take your title, but not your fire. Fight smart, Alex. And remember, love's the real battleground here." By morning, the rumor mill churned. Alex ousted for conduct unbecoming. code for anything that threatened the status quo in a school where the GSA club met in a storage closet. In homeroom, stares bored into him like drills, sympathy from allies, smirks from foes. Then Jordan appeared at his locker, backpack slung low, expression unreadable. "Hey," he said, voice low amid the locker slams. Alex stiffened, betrayal simmering. "Save it. If you're here to gloat." Jordan's hand shot out, gripping Alex's arm gently but firm. "I'm not. Meet me after school, by the bleachers. Please." Those green eyes, flecked with gold like autumn leaves, held a plea Alex couldn't ignore. Against his better judgment, he nodded. The bleachers overlooked the football field, a relic of glory days now cracked and weed-choked. Jordan paced when Alex arrived, kicking at gravel. "It's not what you think," he started, words tumbling. Turns out, Jordan wasn't the villain. Miah had it half right. Lena Hargrove, the principal's golden girl, had been crushing on Jordan since his arrival, her entitlement a toxic brew of privilege and denial. When Jordan rebuffed her, citing his own tangled feelings for Alex, she'd spun a tale to her father. Alex had harassed Jordan during a council sleepover, twisting innocent banter into something sinister. Hargrove, desperate to shield his daughter from scandal in a town whispering about her wild side, pounced on the opportunity to sideline Alex without invoking outright homophobia. "She knew about us," Jordan confessed, face flushing. "About how I feel. And she used it." Alex's world tilted, anger and relief crashing like waves. "Us? There is no us, Jordan. You flirted, then ghosted every time it got real." Jordan stepped closer, the air between them electric with unspoken truths. "Because I'm scared, okay? Back in the city, I lost friends coming out as bi. Here, it's like stepping into a minefield." Vulnerability cracked Jordan's athlete facade, revealing the boy beneath. Scars from a divorced dad who called him confused, a mom too buried in work to notice. Alex wanted to hate him, but the pull was magnetic, a thread of understanding weaving through the hurt. As dusk fell, they talked for hours, voices low against the distant hum of traffic on I-90. Jordan admitted planting doubts in council votes to protect Alex from backlash, only for it to backfire spectacularly. Alex shared his own ghosts, the ex-boyfriend who'd outed him cruelly online, the family holidays where uncles spewed slurs over turkey. "I thought council was my way to prove we're not the problem," Alex said, voice raw. Jordan's hand brushed his, tentative. "You're not. And neither am I." The touch lingered, a spark in the cooling air, but Alex pulled back. Trust wasn't rebuilt in one confession, it demanded fire. Word of their meeting spread like wildfire, twisted into the gay kid cornering the straight jock. By lunch the next day, graffiti scarred Alex's locker, "Fairy fired." Miah rallied the GSA, turning the cafeteria into a war room of posters and petitions. "We're not letting this slide," she declared, her artist's hands sketching protest signs with fierce strokes. Enter Riley Thompson, the unexpected ally, a trans junior with a buzz cut and a backpack full of zines, who'd been quietly crushing on Miah since freshman orientation. Riley's voice, soft but steel-edged, cut through the din. "I've got dirt on Hargrove. His wife's in the PDA, pushing anti-LGBTQ bills at the state level. This is bigger than one removal." Riley's intel unlocked doors Alex hadn't known existed. Late that evening, the four of them huddled in Mia's garage, flashlights casting long shadows on tool benches and half-built birdhouses. Riley pulled up emails hacked from a loose-lipped admin, proof of Hargrove's cozy chats with local conservatives, framing Alex's initiatives as divisive agendas. But the real bombshell, Lena's diary entries, leaked anonymously, Riley's doing, with a hacker friend from online forums, detailing her obsession with Jordan and rage at Alex for stealing him. "She's unhinged," Jordan whispered, scrolling through the venomous pages. Mia's eyes met Riley's across the circle, a silent spark igniting, gratitude morphing into something deeper, tentative. Yet conflict brewed within. Alex clashed with Jordan over strategy. Expose Lena publicly, or go private to the school board. "You're thinking with your heart, not your head," Alex snapped during a heated call, the phone hot against his ear. Jordan fired back. "And you're so armored, you can't see I'm fighting for us, for you." The line went dead. leaving Alex staring at his reflection in the darkened window, wondering if love was the anchor or the storm. Meanwhile, Miah confided in Riley about her fears. Coming out cost me my sister. What if this costs everything? Riley's response, a gentle hand on hers, whispered, then we rebuild together. The climax built like a gathering squall. At the next council meeting, Alex stormed the podium uninvited, armed with printouts and fire in his veins. This isn't about rules, he declared to guests from the circle of shocked faces. It's about fear. Fear of who we love, who we are. Hargrove blustered, but the tide turned when Jordan stood, voice steady. I revoke my silence. Lena lied to protect her ego, and you let prejudice fill the gaps. Chaos erupted, accusations flying, phones buzzing with live tweets. Lena, dragged in by her father, crumbled under the weight, tears mixing with defiance. You don't get it. In this town, being different is a death sentence for dreams. But the deepest cut came from within. Alex's mom, Elena, revealed a secret over emergency tacos at their kitchen table. Your Uncle Rico, the one who sends the holiday cards? He's gay too. Hid it for decades, lost his marriage, his kids' trust. He begged me not to tell you, said it would only hurt. Alex reeled, the family narrative shattering. How many silences had paved his path? In that vulnerable hour, mother and son forged a new bond, Elena vowing, no more hiding. For you, for Rico, for all of us. As winter edged in, alliances shifted like snowdrifts. Riley and Mia's friendship blossomed into stolen glances and shared sketches, a quiet romance unfolding amid protest flyers. Jordan and Alex navigated their tension with raw honesty, coffee dates turning confessional, walks along the lake where words bridged chasms. Yet prejudice lingered, a shadow, anonymous threats scrawled on GSA posters, a board vote looming to defund queer programs. The high point hit at the winter formal, Lincoln High's glittering facade of unity. Alex, in a suit tailored with pride pins, took the mic during the announcement segment. Tonight, we dance not despite our differences, but because of them. But fate twisted sharp. Midway through, a video leaked on the school's socials. Lena's confession, manipulated to paint Alex as the aggressor. The crowd hushed, then erupted in murmurs. Jordan pulled Alex aside into the coat room, hearts racing. This is her last play, he said, but his eyes held fear, not of exposure, but loss. In that cramped space, amid wool coats and forgotten scarves, Alex chose vulnerability. If we fight alone, we fall. Together? Jordan's kiss was answer enough, soft, urgent, a promise sealed in the dim light. Not passion's fire, but emotion's anchor, pulling them through the gale. The fallout reshaped everything. Hargrove resigned amid scandal, the board reinstating Alex with apologies that rang hollow. But true victory bloomed in quieter soils. Uncle Rico's email, tentative olive branch from California. Miah and Riley's first handhold in public, defiant under cafeteria fluorescents. Jordan's coming out post, shared with Alex's hand in his. Yet echoes of conflict remained. Lena's exile to boarding school, her family's fracture a mirror to the town's. Alex learned prejudice wasn't a monolith to smash, but roots to unearth, one story at a time. In the spring thaw, as cherry blossoms dusted Lincoln High's quad, Alex reflected from the council president's desk, his now hard-won. Love, he discovered, wasn't the absence of storms, but the courage to sail them. With Jordan beside him, sketching event ideas, Miah and Riley plotting a pride float, the circle complete. The gavel's crack had been no end, but a beginning, raw, relentless, real. Months later, the scars of that autumn lingered like frostbite on bare skin, a reminder that healing in a place like Lincoln High was as slow as the Chicago River's bend. Alex threw himself into council work with a fervor that bordered on obsession, organizing a Unity Week that promised workshops on allyship and panels with local queer activists bussed in from the city. Jordan tagged along to every planning session, his presence a steady hum, sometimes a distraction, with those accidental brushes of fingers over shared laptops, but mostly a comfort, like the weight of a well-worn jacket. They defined us in whispers after the formal. Dates at indie cafes in Wicker Park, where vinyl spun tales of heartbreak and hope, and movie nights in Alex's living room. Elena's popcorn a buffer against the world's sharp edges. That evening, Alex confronted him during a jog along the lakefront trail, where the wind off the water whipped words into honesty. "Talk to me," Alex panted, slowing to a walk as skyscrapers loomed distant on the horizon. Jordan's pace faltered, sweat beading on his brow despite the chill. "It's nothing. Dad's just processing. Found out about the video leak. Thinks it's my fault for hanging with the wrong crowd." The slur hung unspoken, but Alex felt it like a slap. "Wrong crowd? You mean me?" Jordan stopped, turning with eyes stormy. "No, God, no. It's him. Always him, projecting his own crap." In a rush, Jordan spilled. Summers at his grandparents' farm, where fairy tales were punchlines, and the one time he brought home a guy from camp, only for his dad to smash a bottle and scream about legacy. Alex listened, heart aching with recognition. His own absent father a ghost, but Elena's stories of machismo's toll echoed loud. "You don't have to carry that alone," he said, pulling Jordan into a hug that smelled of salt and resolve. They stood there, skyline sentinel, until Jordan murmured, "What if I lose him?" Alex's reply was fierce. "Then you gain yourself." It was a turning point, fragile as first frost, but it bound them tighter. Nights where Jordan crashed on Alex's couch, Elena's herbal tea a balm for midnight confessions. Meanwhile, Riley's past bubbled up like an undercurrent, threatening the group's fragile equilibrium. At a Unity Week rehearsal, while hanging banners in the gym, Riley froze mid-ladder, face paling at a cluster of alumni volunteers, old guards from Hargrove's era, their whispers like nettles. "That's the one who transitioned last year," one muttered, loud enough to carry. Miah, spotting the tremor in Riley's hands, climbed up and steadied the rung. "Ignore them. They're relics." But later, in the parking lot, Riley broke. "It's not ignorance. It's erasure. My dead name on every old yearbook, like I never existed." Tears carved tracks down cheeks still soft from hormone blockers, and Miah, usually so armored, enveloped her in an embrace that said what words couldn't. Alex and Jordan, witnessing from afar, felt the ripple. "We're all walking wounded," Alex said that night, tangled in bedsheets after a chaste make-out session that left them breathless but respectful of boundaries. Jordan traced patterns on Alex's arm, thoughtful. "Yeah, but together? We're an army." Their intimacy deepened not in heat, but in layers peeled back. Jordan teaching Alex volleyball spikes on empty courts, laughter echoing as balls sailed wild. Alex introducing Jordan to queer lit, dog-eared copies of Giovanni's Room, passed like secrets. Yet conflict escalated when Lena resurfaced, not as villain but victim, her boarding school expulsion a catalyst for unfiltered rage. A late-night DM to Jordan. "You ruined me. Tell your boyfriend karma's coming." Attached, a screenshot, Jordan's old text to a city ex, by curiosities laid bare, twisted to imply cheating. Jordan showed Alex at dawn, the lake flat and gray. "She's trying to fracture us." Fear flickered in Jordan's eyes. The bi-label a lightning rod in a town where labels were weapons. Alex's response was steel. "Let her. Truth's our shield." But doubt seeded, whispers in halls about Jordan's phase, testing Alex's trust like acid on metal. The group's resolve hardened at a bonfire planning meetup in Mia's backyard, flames crackling against November's bite. S'mores forgotten, they mapped contingencies. Riley's hacker network to scrub old records, Mia's art for viral posters, Alex's speeches polished to razor's edge. Laughter pierced tension when Riley quipped, "If we survive this, I'm tattooing queer and unbroken on my ass." Mia's blush was epic, their kiss tentative under starlight, a first, sweet as victory. But the real storm hit Thanksgiving week. Jordan's dad showed at school unannounced, a bear of a man in flannel, demanding a man-to-man, with his son in the principal's office, now occupied by an interim replacement, a weary woman named Ms. Patel. Alex waited outside, palms slick, while inside voices rose like thunder. "You're throwing away everything for that?" the dad bellowed. Jordan's reply, muffled but fierce, "No, Dad. I'm claiming it." The door burst open, Jordan storming out, face blotchy. His father followed, spotting Alex, eyes narrowing to slits. "You, this you're doing." Alex stood tall, voice even. No, sir. It's his choice, and mine to stand by him. The confrontation spilled into the hall, students gawking from doorways. Ms. Patel intervened, but the damage etched deep. Jordan skipped school for days, radio silent. Alex's texts piled unanswered, panic gnawing like hunger. Miah and Riley dragged him to a diner, greasy spoons and empathy their cure. Give him space, Miah advised, stirring sugar into coffee. Riley added, but not silence. Write him a letter, old school. So Alex did, pouring pages of raw heart. Memories of their first laugh, fears of losing him to shadows, a vow to weather whatever. Jordan appeared on Alex's doorstep eve of the holiday, duffel in hand, eyes red-rimmed. He disowned me. Said don't come home till I fix myself. The words hung heavy, but in Elena's living room, amid turkey smells and TV hum, Jordan exhaled. Your letter. It was light in the dark. They curled on the couch, Elena's quilt a tent, talking till dawn, grief's sharp edges dulled by shared breath. No grand gestures, just presence, the quiet power of I'm here. Unity Week dawned crisp, banners fluttering like flags of defiance. Crowds swelled beyond expectation, parents wary but present, teachers nodding approval. Alex's keynote thrummed with authenticity. Prejudice isn't a rulebook, it's a fear we unlearn, one story at a time. Applause roared, but midway, Lena crashed the stage, microphone snatched, voice shrill. Lies. He's the manipulator. Gasps rippled, security inching forward. But Jordan vaulted up, arm around Alex. Enough. Your hurt doesn't justify hate. Miah and Riley flanked, a wall of solidarity. Lena faltered, mic dropping with a thud, her exit a stagger into the crowd's murmur. The week peaked in catharsis. Panels where Jordan shared his journey. Riley read poetry on visibility. Miah unveiled murals of intertwined hands. Alex watched, chest full, as Elena teared up in the front row. But twists lingered. A board member, swayed by conservative donors, moved to veto funding. The vote loomed, a sword over their gains. In the aftermath's glow, relationships evolved. Jordan moved in temporarily with a sympathetic aunt, his volleyball scholarship a lifeline. Alex and he navigated coupledom's rhythms. Arguments over chores, reconciliations in rain-kissed parks. Miah and Riley's bond deepened, a weekend getaway to the dunes forging intimacy through stargazing confessions. Yet the final conflict brewed in shadows. Uncle Rico's visit, unannounced from the West Coast. Tall and weathered, with Alex's curls gone gray, he arrived bearing tamales and trepidation. I saw your speech online, he said over dinner, voice gravel. Brought back too much. Stories unfolded, his own youth in the shadows, a lover lost to AIDS in the 80s, silence as survival. Alex's anger softened to empathy, a bridge built over generational chasms. You hid to protect us, Alex said. Rico's nod was weary. But seeing you fight makes me wish I'd tried. As snow blanketed Chicago, the board vote arrived. Tension peaked in the chamber, air thick with suits and stares. Alex testified, voice unwavering. Jordan's letter of support read aloud, by pride unapologetic. The motion failed, 5-4, cheers erupting like fireworks. But victory's aftertaste was bittersweet. Lena's family relocated, her absence a void of unresolved pain. Spring brought renewal. From under twinkling lights, Alex and Jordan slow dancing to indie ballads, Miah and Riley twirling in matching bow ties. Alex's valedictory speech wove their tapestry. Love's labor, prejudice's price, the thrill of twists turned triumphs. Graduation caps sailed skyward, diplomas clutched like talismans. Looking back, the gavel's echo was distant thunder, not doom. In a town slow to change, they'd carved space, friends to lovers, allies to family. Alex, hand in Jordan's, stepped into summer's promise, heart full of the drama that forged them unbreakable. Summer in Chicago hummed with possibility, the city's pulse quickening under relentless sun. Alex landed an internship at a local LGBTQ center, facilitating workshops for youth navigating their truths amid Midwest mores. Jordan, committed to his volleyball team at a community college nearby, balance practices with shifts at a coffee shop, their schedules a puzzle of late nights and early mornings. Mornings often found them at Alex's, Elena's kitchen a hub of pancakes and plans, her promotion to head nurse a quiet win that allowed more breathing room. "You two are disgustingly cute," she'd tease, sliding plates across the formica. But her eyes shone with pride, a far cry from the vigilant mom who'd once scanned every school note for bias. Mia's art exploded that season, her murals commissioned for the center, vibrant strokes of intertwined figures defying gravity, colors bleeding like emotions unchecked. Riley, interning at a trans health clinic, contributed sketches that layered depth, subtle scars, eyes alight with defiance. Their relationship, once a spark and storm, now burned steady. Picnics in Millennium Park, where Riley's head on Mia's shoulder traced cloud shapes into futures unspoken. "I used to think love was a risk," Riley confessed one humid evening, fireflies winking around them. Mia's smile was soft. "It is. The best kind." But peace was prelude to pressure. Jordan's aunt, a no-nonsense librarian with a penchant for true crime podcasts, hosted family barbecues that tested waters. His cousins, wide-eyed teens from the suburbs, peppered questions. "So, are you gay now, or what?" Jordan fielded them with humor laced in hurt, Alex at his side a silent fortification. One gathering turned tense when a great-uncle, deep in bourbon, grumbled about the gay agenda ruining sports. Jordan's retort, calm dissection of bisexuality's spectrum, silenced the table, but left him drained, retreating to the porch with Alex. "It's exhausting, code-switching for kin." Alex squeezed his hand. "Then don't. Let them chase you." Alex's own family dynamics shifted with Rico's integration. The uncle, renting a studio in Pilsen amid Ticarius and street art, invited Alex for weekly chess matches in parks where mariachi bands serenaded passersby. Games stretched long, pawns sacrificed like regrets. "I envied your mom," Rico admitted over checkmate, board reset with deliberate care. "She chose truth early. Me? I waited till retirement, lover gone, health failing." His partner, a quiet painter named Theo, joined later visits, their handhold a testament to late-blooming joy. Alex absorbed it all, psychology texts from his college prep reading like maps. Intergenerational trauma, resilience forged in fire. "You're giving me the words I needed," he told Rico, hugs awkward but earnest. The group's bond faced fracture when an old wound reopened. Lena, back from exile via online classes, petitioned reinstatement, her essay a mea culpa laced with half-truths. "I acted out from pain, but Alex's advances pushed me." The rumor resurrected, slithering through alumni networks to the center's board. Alex's boss, a stern but fair advocate named Carla, called him in. "This could tank funding. We need your side." Humiliation burned, but Alex documented, timestamps, witnesses, Jordan's affidavit a bulwark. Publicly, he stayed silent, channeling fury into a youth panel on misinformation's toll. Jordan, protective to a fault, confronted Lena at a neutral coffee shop, Alex vetoing the solo meet but respecting the need. "Why now?" Jordan demanded, steam rising from lattes like tempers. Lena, hair chopped short in rebellion, met his gaze. "Therapy. Real talk. I was jealous, yeah, of your freedom. Dad's expectations crushed me, and you broke free." Her admission cracked defenses, tears mingled with foam. "I'm sorry, not for feeling, but for weaponizing it." Jordan returned conflicted, debriefing over takeout. "She's not monster, just messed up like us." Alex nodded, but wariness lingered. Forgiveness was a path, not a switch. External threats mounted as fall loomed. A local church group, riled by Unity Week's success, picketed the center, signs screaming, "Protect our kids," in crimson letters. Alex led countermarches, megaphone in hand, voice carrying over chants. "Love isn't indoctrination, it's liberation." Media swarmed, a local news van capturing Jordan shielding a scared teen volunteer, the clip going viral as hero Jock Hart's queer cause. Fame's double-edged cut, trolls flooded inboxes with slurs, Jordan's college coach pulling him aside for discretion talks. "This spy thing, it's distracting," the man said, clipboard clutched like judgment. Jordan quit the team that week, Rage a catalyst for rechanneling energy into advocacy coaching at the center. Mia's breaking point came during an exhibit opening. Her piece is hailed but heckled by a critic who sneered, "Lesbian lens? More like victim porn." Riley whisked her away to the rooftop. City lights a constellation below. "Your art saves lives," Riley said, voice fierce. "Mine included." Their makeup was slow, kisses mapping insecurities, a deepening commitment whispered in the night. College applications synced, dreams aligned. Alex and Jordan's harmony hit discord over future plans. Accepted to overlapping state schools. Alex in social work, Jordan in education. They debated cities, Chicago's vibrancy versus a smaller campus for fresh starts. Arguments flared hot. "You want to run from this?" Alex accused, gesturing to the skyline from his window. Jordan's counter, "No, build beyond it." Sleepless nights followed, mediated by Elena's wisdom. Love bends, doesn't break. A weekend road trip to the Indiana dunes mended rifts, sand between toes, waves lapping confessions. Wherever, together, Jordan vowed. Conch shell pressed to ear like a promise. Rico's health scare, a fall fracturing his hip, rallied them. Hospital visits blurred days. Alex reading aloud from Baldwin while Theo paced corridors. Recovery brought Rico home, the group transforming his studio into a care collective. Mia's soups, Riley's playlists, Jordan's bad jokes. In vulnerability, bonds fortified, Rico's toast at a makeshift dinner. To chosen family, the one that chooses back. As leaves turned, Lena's petition advanced to hearing, the center's fate intertwined. Alex prepared testimony, nerves electric. The room buzzed with stakeholders, activists, parents, press. Lena spoke first, voice steady. "I hurt people. Own that. But growth means amends." Her apology landed genuine, board nodding. Alex followed, unflinching. Hurt heals when owned, but systems enable it. Fund us to prevent, not punish. The vote, continued support, with Lena volunteering supervised hours, a redemption arc tentative but true. Winter's grip loosened into renewal. The group celebrated New Year's on a rooftop, fireworks bursting over the loop. Toasts clinked. To twist survived, loves deepened, prejudices chipped. Alex, arm around Jordan, felt the arc complete, not endpoint, but evolution. Yet drama's echo called, a national conference invite for Alex, spotlight on his story. Acceptance warred with fear, bigger stage, bigger targets. Jordan's encouragement, "Shine. I'll catch the light." With allies backing, he boarded the train south, heart a drumbeat of what-ifs. The conference in Atlanta pulsed with electric urgency, a convergence of queer voices from sea to shining sea under Georgia's humid dome. Alex stepped off the Amtrak, backpack heavy with notes, lighter with Jordan's parting kiss at Union Station. "Knock 'em dead, VP." Panels blurred into a whirlwind. Keynotes on policy shifts, breakouts on intersectional allyship, networking mixers where business cards swapped like secrets. His workshop, from council chambers to change, youth-led resistance, drew a crowd, teens with fresh faces, elders with lined wisdom. Sharing Lincoln High's saga, Alex wove emotion's thread, the gavel's sting, love's leverage, the raw psychology of prejudice's grip. Questions poured. "How do you forgive?" one girl asked, eyes wide. Alex paused, Jordan's face flashing. "Not forgive. Understand. Then build." Back home, the vacuum of absence amplified cracks. Jordan threw into coaching, but isolation gnawed. Late calls to Alex crackled with static, both voices strained. Miah and Riley, meanwhile, navigated their own milestone. Joint college acceptance to Northwestern, Evanston's lakeside promise, a shared horizon. Packing sessions turned tearful, boxes labeled with inside jokes. Mia's angst art, Riley's revolution tunes. Elena hosted a send-off brunch, tamales steaming, toasts to futures bright. But Riley's pre-transition photos, unearthed in attic dives, triggered a spiral. What if campus sees me as fraud? Mia's rebuttal, fierce. Your evidence. Living proof. Rico's rehab progressed. Theo's devotion a quiet force. Alex returned invigorated, armed with contacts, a foundation grant for the center, collaborators for Unity Week 2.0. But re-entry jarred. Jordan distant, practices running late into excuses. Coach wants extra drills, he'd say, but eyes evaded. Alex probed gently, dinner at their favorite Thai spot. Pad CEU, cooling untouched. Talk, he urged. Jordan exhaled, fork tracing patterns. Saw my dad at a game. He clapped, from the stands, like nothing. Now he's texting, proud of you, son. What do I do? The hook of hope yanked hard, old wounds reopening. Alex's advice, boundaries first. Test the waters, but don't drown. Lena's volunteer stint at the center started rocky. Awkward silences in filing rooms, her cheerleader poise chipped by contrition. Carla paired her with Alex for outreach, a deliberate forge. Door-to-door flyers in neighborhoods wary of that gay place. Lena's charm disarmed skeptics. It's about kids being kids, no labels needed. One evening, post-shift, she lingered. You hate me still? Alex shook head. Hated the hurt. You? You're rewriting. Her nod was small, a step on uneven ground. External winds howled anew. A state bill snaking through Springfield, curbing school discussions on gender and sexuality. Lincoln High's new principal, Ms. Patel, rallied staff, but parents divided. PDA meetings devolving into shout fests. One mom hissing, groomers. Alex testified at a hearing, voice amplified by allies. Jordan's coach letter, Mia's petition art, Riley's data on suicide rates. The room, sterile under fluorescent buzz, held breaths. Lawmakers leaned, some nodding, others stone. Passage seemed inevitable, but a last-minute amendment, thanks to Rico's old union contacts, watered it down, a partial shield. Jordan's reconciliation with his dad unfolded in fits. Coffee meets at neutral diners, talks skirting edges. Progress cracked when Dad admitted, I was scared, kid, of losing you two. Whatever this is. By erasure stung, but Jordan pushed. It's me. All of me. Alex supported from sidelines, Elena's wisdom echoing. Forgiveness is gift, not obligation. A family dinner tested it. Awkward laughter over ribs, Dad's toast clumsy. To new chapters. Jordan's text post-meal, one page turned. Thanks for the spine. Mia's departure for college hit like a gut punch. Evanston a train ride away, but worlds apart. Drop-off day, U-Haul stuffed, hugs lingered. Call if the city's too loud. Alex said, throat tight. Riley's quip lightened. Or if you need queer emergency delivery. Campus orientation buzzed, but homesickness crept in Mia's voicemails. Art studios are fire, but no you guys. Riley, commuting daily, bridged gaps with care packages, zines, snacks, notes in looping script. Alex and Jordan's rhythm stuttered under strain. A missed anniversary, forgotten amid grant deadlines, ignited fuse. You're always elsewhere. Alex vented, apartment air thick. Jordan snap. And you're the crusader, saving world while I wait. Words landed like blows, silence a chasm. Miah mediated via video, Riley chiming. Fights are friction, use it to move. Reconciliation brewed over a late cruise, waves rocking apologies. I fear losing you to the fight, Jordan confessed. Alex's hand in his, the fight's for us. Fall's foliage framed a new thread, a rival group's emergence, conservative students countering with traditional values club, flyers mocking GSA as indoctrination central. Skirmishes escalated, debate clashes in quads, social media wars. Alex proposed dialogue event, but Jordan hesitated, they won't listen. Riley, visiting, pushed, forced the mirror. The night unfolded tense, circle of chairs, facilitators neutral. Accusations flew. Your pride pushes agenda, one clubber spat. Alex countered calm. Pride pushes acceptance. What's your fear? A girl, voice trembling, admitted. My brother's trans, but church says sin. Vulnerability pierced armor, hands extended, tentative truces born. Rico and Theo's commitment ceremony, small in Pilsen Park, wove joy through autumn chill. Vows exchanged under oak boughs. In shadows, we found light. Alex's toast drew laughs, tears, to late starts that outshine early ones. Jordan, beside, whispered, our turn someday. As Thanksgiving neared, Elena's table expanded. Jordan's dad tentative guest, Lena invited as olive branch. Tensions simmered, but grace prevailed. Passes of potatoes, stories shared. Dad's quiet. I'm learning. To Jordan a milestone. Post-feast walks cleared air, leaves crunching underfoot. Winter break brought Riley's crisis. A clinic funding cut, her internship axed. Devastated, she crashed at Alex's, journal pages spilling grief. Group rallied, fundraisers sketched, calls to donors. Mia's mural auction raised thousands, a phoenix from ashes. Riley's rebirth. You all. You're my transition team. The year closed with a blizzard, stranding them in Elena's, board games, hot cocoa, truths bared by firelight. Alex, snow blanketing windows, reflected, dramas weave tighter, love's resilient. Jordan's arm around him. Here's to the plot twists we choose. Spring semester dawned with promise. Bill amendments holding, center thriving. But a whisper of conflict. Jordan's scholarship offer from a southern school, conservative enclave. Choice loomed, heartstrings pulled. The scholarship letter arrived like a thunderclap in Jordan's mailbox. Crisp envelope from Auburn University. Full ride. Division I volleyball. The dream he'd chased since Pee Wee leagues. It's everything, he told Alex over breakfast. Words bubbling with excitement edged in dread. Alex's fork paused midair, eggs congealing. Southern? As in Bible Belt South. The implication hung. States where rainbow flags flew at half-mast, whereby kids like Jordan navigated minefields of erasure. Elena, pouring coffee, stayed neutral, but her glance said volumes, support laced with caution. Debate consumed weeks, pros weighed against perils. Jordan paced Alex's living room, maps spread like battle plans. Coaching queer youth down there? I could change minds. Alex countered, voice measured. Or break yours. Miah and Riley, looped in via group chat, split. Miah romanticizing reinvention, Riley warning of isolation's toll from her own trans lens. Rico, ever the sage, shared over chess. Chose safety once, regrets colder than any storm. Theo's ad, but courage? That's warmth eternal. Lena's arc intersected unexpectedly. Her volunteer hours evolved into genuine contribution, co-facilitating teen groups, her story a cautionary bridge. One session, a boy mirroring young Jordan confessed family strife. Lena's guidance, gentle. Own your narrative. Rewrite theirs if you can. Alex observed from doorway, surprise softening old scars. You're good at this, he admitted later, over vending machine sodas. Lena's shrug. Redemption's work, not reward. Her own college apps loomed, art school dreams clashing with family expectations, echo of their shared rebellion. The group's equilibrium tilted when Mia's exhibit in Chicago garnered national buzz, a gallery in New York sniffing interest. Tour? Me? She squealed during a video call, Evanston backdrop blurred. Riley's smile masked unease, distance stretching their thread thin. Proud, she said, but post-call, confided in Alex. What if fame pulls her away? Alex's hug was anchor. Love's not possessive. It's trust. Jordan's decision deadline crept, nights sleepless. A visit to Auburn, plane tickets courtesy of the program, clinched it or cracked it. Alex declined joining, work piling. Resentment simmered unspoken. Jordan returned suntanned, eyes conflicted. It's vibrant, team's inclusive, coach swears. But unpacked suitcase lingered, a limbo symbol. The breaking point, a practice scrimmage invite Jordan accepted, clashing with their anniversary weekend. Go, Alex said, tone clipped. Priorities. The fight erupted post-return, airport pickup turning interrogation. You chose spikes over us, Alex accused, tires humming on Dan Ryan Expressway. Jordan's defense. One day, building future. Words escalated, trust fragility exposed, by identity's invisibility a raw nerve. Always the savior, never the partner, Jordan hurled. Alex's retort. And you're fleeing when it heats. Silence swallowed miles, drop off a slammed door. Miah flew in for mediation, train from Evanston a blur. Coffee shop summit. 4 voices circling drain. Riley's insight cut deepest. We're all scared. Of loss, of change. But running? That's the real fracture. Tears flowed, apologies unearthed. Jordan admitted. Auburn's escape, not embrace. From dad's ghost, town's weight. Alex confessed. Fear you'll outgrow me. Rebuild began tentative, therapy sessions at the center, Carla's guidance a map, through minefields. External drama amplified. The traditional values club escalated, sponsoring a parental rights assembly with guest speakers decrying gender confusion. Protests brewed, Alex organizing counter-rally. Jordan, mending fences, volunteered as marshal, body between pickets and participants. Chaos peaked when a scuffle broke out, signs splintering. Jordan shielded a non-binary kid, taking a shove that bruised ribs. Hospital wait, Alex's vigil fierce. No more solos. Jordan's weak grin. Team player now. Rico's full recovery inspired a road trip. Group van to Milwaukee's Pride Fest. Theo driving. Playlist eclectic. Lakeside bonfires. Drag shows under tents. Laughter healed riffs. Jordan turned down Auburn that night. Bonfire sparks mirroring resolve. Here. With you. Cheers erupted. Hugs salt-laced. Lena's family imploded. Dad's job loss tied to scandal. Mom's denial cracking into therapy. She crashed at the center's emergency housing. Journal a confessional. Alex's check-in. Rock bottom's launchpad. Her nod. Hoping. Summer internships wove new threads. Alex at a policy think tank. Drafting youth bills. Jordan coaching a queer sports league. Spikes now metaphors for bounce back. Mia's tour kicked off. New York gallery humming. Riley joined segments. Their love a tour bus constant. Fall brought elections. Alex running for city youth council. Platform echoing Lincoln's lessons. Campaign trail. Door knocks in neighborhoods scarred by division. Speeches in parks where wind carried words far. Opponent, a polished legacy kid, slung subtle shade. Experience over experiments. Jordan's rally cry. Experiments build progress. Victory night, confetti rain, Alex's speech. Not me, us. The loves that endure, the fights that forge. Mia's homecoming exhibit, shadows to spectrum, packed the gallery, walls alive with their stories, abstract hearts in riot color. Riley's dedication plaque, to the artist who saw me. Private after-party, toasts, dances, whispers of forever. Jordan's dad attended a game, cheering from bleachers, no caveats. Post-whistle talk, missed this. Proud, son. Always. Healing's arc, slow bend. As leaves fell, a twist. Lena's scholarship to the same art school as Miah, paths converging. Awkward coffee, no drama. Miah quipped. Lena's laugh, promise. Allies. Handshake sealed tentative peace. Winter solstice gathering, Elena's tree twinkling. Reflections on years weave. Losses mourned, gains gripped. Alex, Jordan's head on shoulder, plots ours now. Spring's bloom heralded change. Graduations loomed, colleges called. But conflict's shadow, a leaked email chain, old Hargrove allies plotting board takeover. Battle lines redrawn. The leaked emails hit like shrapnel, fragments of malice from Hargrove's network. Board allies scheming to restore values. Code for gutting queer programs. Alex discovered them via Riley's alert, late-night scroll turning stomach. They're gunning for the center, he texted the group, fingers flying. Jordan, asleep beside, stirred. We fight. Dawn council of war in Elena's kitchen, coffee strong as resolve. Miah, visiting from tour, sketched strategy maps. Riley cross-referenced donors. Lena, invited, offered insider PDA dirt. Mom's wavering, leverage her. Campaign ignited. Petitions circulated in coffee lines, op-eds in the Tribune. Town halls where Alex's voice thundered. Values? Ours include every kid's right to thrive. Jordan's testimonials, athlete authenticity shining. By, proud. Thanks to this community. Rico and Theo rallied elders. Stories of Stonewall's echo in Midwest soil. Elena's nursing network flooded calls. Scrubs a uniform of solidarity. Opposition dug in. Rallies with megaphones blaring scripture. Flyers doxing volunteers. Threats trickled. Slashed tires at the center. Voicemails venomous. Jordan's dad, redemption raw, confronted old buddies. Enough. My boy's life matters. His defection swayed a key vote, whispers turning tides. Climax converged at the board meeting, chamber packed to rafters, activists shoulder to shoulder, cameras flashing. Speeches volleyed, detractors decrying moral decay, allies countering with stats, drop in suicides post-Unity Week. Alex's turn, heart hammering. This isn't abstract. It's Aiden, who came out because we made space. It's Jordan, who stayed because we fought. Pause for breath, eyes scanning faces. Remove us, you remove hope. Applause crashed, but tension peaked when a holdout, face creased with doubt, stood. I've seen the change. In my daughter. Motion tabled, program safe. A gasp, then roar. Aftermath washed relief, hugs bruising. Lena's hug lingered. You gave me the words. Her acceptance letter arrived days later, art school bound, paths parting with grace. Graduation's layered joy, Lincoln High ceremony, Alex's diploma a hard-won scroll, Jordan's beside. Speeches wove legacies, Ms. Patel's nod to resilience, crowds cheers a chorus. College move-ins followed, Alex and Jordan to U of I, Urbana's green expanse of fresh canvas, Miah and Riley to Northwestern, lakeside dorms echoing laughs. Summer bridged gaps, internships, road trips, bonfires where stories circled. Rico and Theo's honeymoon in Mexico, postcards of sunsets. Elena's dating app foray, first coffee a win. Fall semester hummed, classes challenging, clubs forming, Alex heading Queer Alliance, Jordan captaining Rec League. Dates evolved, stargazing on quad blankets, debates over philosophy texts turning flirtatious. A year on, anniversary marked with lakefront picnic, waves lapping memories. Jordan's proposal, not ring, but vow. Build with me? Twists and all. Alex's yes, tears salt-kissed. Looking back, the gavel's crack was Genesis, love's forge, prejudice's anvil. In America's heartland, they'd scripted a saga, emotions raw, conflicts conquered, characters carved deep. Unbroken, unbound, unbreakable. The end? No, lives unfolding, one surprising page at a time.